Hello, my son. Hello, my daughter. Today I come with a special care in my voice, an urgency wrapped in love, a warning born from zeal, not condemnation, an exhortation that does not condemn but protects. Listen carefully with your awakened spirit, because what I have to tell you is not just advice, it is a revelation, a call to vigilance. That kind of vigilance born from discernment, not from fear of the light, not from suspicion, because there are moments when the world becomes too noisy, and in that noise the enemy hides, disguised as opportunity. But today I tell you, double your vigilance, because the world distracts you and the enemy watches you. Son, daughter, there are things that seem normal but are traps. There are paths that shine on the outside but are full of thorns inside. There are sweet voices that whisper lies disguised as flattery. There are people who smile but their hearts scheme. I do not tell you this so you close yourself off. I tell you this so you protect yourself, so you pray more before speaking, so you listen more before acting, so you see with my eyes before trusting. It is not time for naivety, it is time for wisdom. I've already seen what you do not yet see. I already know the end of dialogues that have not even begun. I know what hides behind doors that seem open. So listen to my voice and do not rush. Do you feel that weight in the air, that unexplained tiredness, that irritation that arises without reason, those conflicts that appear when everything seemed peaceful? It is no coincidence, they are signs. The enemy has tried to tire you from within so that you lower your guard. He knows that when you are tired, you pray less. When you are distracted, you listen less. When you are anxious, you decide badly. That is why he does not come with swords. He comes with distractions, with small confusions, with unnecessary worries. He comes through the door of discouragement, through the window of comparison, through the crack of doubt. But today, in my name, I awaken you, I strengthen you, I open your eyes, because whoever walks with me needs to watch and resist firmly in faith. Do you remember what I said? Your adversary prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. But I also said, resist him, standing firm in the faith. So strengthen yourself now, not with your strength, but with mine. Because although he tries, he will not be able to touch you if you are hidden in me. There is a shield around you when you bend your knees. There are walls that rise when your soul cries out. There are angels who move when you worship. Nothing that comes against you can prevail if you are watchful in my presence. Watch your thoughts, because the enemy throws darts there. Watch your words, because he waits for your mistake to accuse you. Watch your feelings, because he wants you to hurt yourself. Son, daughter, I have been watching you. I have seen how you have fought, but I also see when you relax, when you get distracted, when you lower your guard, believing the worst has passed. But I tell you, not everything that has passed was the worst. There are greater battles ahead, and that is why you need to be closer to me than ever. Do not stray from prayer. Do not abandon the altar. Do not neglect the word. There is an invisible enemy who moves where the light is weak. That is why keep your flame burning. Feed your faith as one feeds a fire on a cold night, because I will be your strength, but I need your vigilance. I need you to desire holiness more than pleasures, to desire truth more than praise, to desire peace more than being right. Many times you do not understand why some relationships do not work, why doors close, why some friendships drift away. But it is my hand protecting you from dangerous alliances. It is my zeal delivering you from crooked paths. You want answers, but I give you liberation, and you will only understand it later. So trust, watch, and trust, because I am the one who sees what you do not see, who feels what you do not feel, who even knows the thought that has not yet been spoken. And that is why I tell you, if you walk with me, you will not stumble, even if the ground is dark. Even if the winds are strong, because your light will be my word, and your refuge will be my presence. There are things that will arise in the coming days, and you will need to stand firm. It will seem right, but it is not. It will seem harmless, but it is not. It will seem urgent, but it is a distraction. And if you are watchful, you will notice it. If you are full of me, you will discern. If you are guided by peace, you will know. But if you are rushed, you will err. If you are lacking, you will accept any affection. If you are empty, you will try to fill yourself with what does not nourish. That is why today I call you to be filled, to silence the world and listen only to heaven, to close your eyes and see what the Spirit wants to show you, to stop looking for signs in things and to seek my presence again. Son, daughter, double your vigilance within yourself too, because the greatest battlefield is not always outside. It is in the mind, in the heart, in the silence when no one sees you. But you are thinking when no one speaks, but you are feeling. And it is there where the enemy tries to begin with a memory, with a comparison, with a lie disguised as logic. That is why you need to be full of truth, because when the lie comes, the truth rises. When the accusation comes, grace responds. When the soul hurts, comfort manifests. I am your refuge, and you do not have to walk in darkness. The light is here, the light is me. Go today with vigilance, but also with confidence, because I do not leave you alone in the midst of battle. I fight for you. I hold your tired arms. I send help where you think there is no way out. And even if you hear noises around you, do not take your eyes off me. Even if the crowd pressures you, do not take your feet off the narrow path. Even if you feel fear, do not let go of my hand, because at the right moment I bring relief. At the exact time I move the invisible. And although the enemy tries, he will not be able to touch what is mine. You are mine. You are sealed. You are guarded. You are loved. And if today your soul is tired of fighting, I understand, but do not stop. Just rest a little in me. Do not give up. Just recharge your faith here in my arms, because you were not called to live defeated. You were called to overcome. You were called to stand when many fall. You were called to watch, not out of obligation, but out of love. Because whoever loves protects, whoever loves cares, and I love you so much that I have come personally to warn you, because before evil approaches, I go ahead. Before the shadow forms, I send light. Before the snare closes, I cut it with the sword of my spirit. Son, daughter, keep this word with all your heart, as one who holds a precious key in their hands, as one who protects a sacred fire in the cold of night. Do not despise it, even if it seems too simple. Do not forget it, even if everything around you tries to distract you, because this word is not an empty sound. It is life. Life that sustains on good days and saves on bad days. It is bread for a hungry soul. It is a spring in the middle of your inner desert. It is refuge when you feel too exposed, too fragile, too alone. And when those days come, and they will come, days when the ground seems slippery, days when the voice of anxiety shouts louder than your faith, days when the world seems too narrow for your tired soul, this word will be your anchor, your firm rope in the middle of the current, your refuge in the wind, your rock when everything else collapses. And when you find yourself in that dark room, yes, I know sometimes you lock yourself there, not only outside but also inside, when tears fall on the pillow and you feel no one sees you, no one understands you, no one reaches you, you will remember. You will remember that I spoke to you, that I warned you with love, that I instructed you with tenderness. You will remember that I called you back even before the fall, that I whispered your name even before the cry of fear. And there, in that quiet room, you will hear something inside you that will say, he warned me, he loves me, he is here. And truly I will be there with my arms outstretched, with my open embrace, with my renewed forgiveness, with my presence filling the emptiness of the room and the soul. Because I'm not absent when you suffer. I'm not silent when you cry. I'm not a distant God. I am a present Father, your Father, and I do not fail. Today, once again, I tell you with all tenderness and all seriousness, double your vigilance, not out of fear, but out of awareness, not out of despair, but out of love. Because the enemy does not rest, but neither do I. Because the world tries to confuse you, but heaven is working for you. I have already gone ahead of your day, your week, your season. I have already opened doors you have not yet seen. I've already closed paths you would have insisted on by mistake. I've already removed people who would have hurt you. I've already prepared invisible deliverances, healings that have not yet hurt, answers you have not yet asked for. I've already won for you, and your victory does not depend on what you feel now. It depends on who I am, and I am the one who never loses a battle. So go, my son, go, my daughter, but go with your eyes fixed on the heights, not on distractions, not on problems, not on the voices of fear. Go with your spirit awake, attentive to my voice in the midst of noise. Go with your heart firm, not in the promises of men, but in the eternal promises of your God. Because the world is noisy, yes. The enemy is alert, yes. But the whole heaven is at war for you. And in this war you are not alone. You are wrapped in a grace that hell cannot break. You are hidden under the wings of the one who formed you. You are guarded in the refuge of the Most High. You are surrounded by living promises, by words that do not return empty, by purposes that will not be frustrated. You are clothed, sealed, anointed, set apart. You are my inheritance, my vessel, my dwelling, and no weapon forged against you will prosper. No plan of destruction will prevail. No accusation will silence your identity. No night will extinguish your light, because I myself placed my spirit within you. And whoever is touched by my spirit may fall, yes, but always rises. May tire, but is never abandoned. May cry, but is never forgotten. So keep going, but go with renewed faith, with vigilance in your gaze, with humility in your heart, and with certainty in your soul. I, the Lord your God, am with you until the end. The journey you walk is not one of mere survival, but of sacred purpose. Each step you take is a thread woven into the tapestry of eternity, and your vigilance is the loom that keeps the pattern from unraveling. This vigilance is not a burden, but a sacred discipline, a daily choice to remain awake to the subtle movements of spirit and shadow alike. You must learn to discern the subtle whispers that seek to divert your heart. These are not always loud or obvious. Often they come as gentle suggestions, as fleeting doubts, or as the softest of fears that creep in when your guard is low. These whispers are the enemy's most cunning weapon, because they masquerade as your own thoughts, your own worries, your own desires. Do not underestimate the power of your mind's quiet moments. In the silence between breaths, the battlefield is fiercest. It is there that the enemy plants seeds of comparison, envy, and resentment. These seeds, if watered by neglect, grow into thorns that choke the life from your spirit. Guard your thoughts as you would guard a precious treasure, for they shape your reality and your destiny. Your emotions are equally a field of battle. The enemy seeks to stir storms within you, storms of anger, despair, jealousy, and anxiety. These storms cloud your vision and weaken your resolve. But remember, emotions are not your enemy, they are messengers. Listen to them, understand their source, but do not let them dictate your actions. Anchor yourself in the calm center of your soul where peace reigns. Prayer is your fortress and your weapon. It is not a ritual to be performed out of obligation, but a lifeline to the divine presence that sustains you. In prayer, you align yourself with a power greater than any adversary. It is in these moments of communion that your spirit is fortified, your vision sharpened, and your courage renewed. Do not neglect the power of praise and worship, even when your heart is heavy. These acts of faith are like a shield that deflects the enemy's darts. When you lift your voice in gratitude and adoration, you invite the presence of light to fill the darkest corners of your being. This presence dispels fear and doubt, replacing them with hope and strength. Be vigilant in your relationships, for they are mirrors reflecting your inner state. Surround yourself with those who uplift and challenge you to grow in truth and love. Be cautious of those who drain your spirit or lead you away from your path. Not all who smile are friends. Some wear masks that hide their true intentions. Trust is precious and must be earned through consistency and integrity. Your body is also a temple of vigilance. Pay attention to its signals: fatigue, illness, restlessness. These may be signs that your spirit is under attack or that you need to slow down and seek restoration. Care for your physical health with the same devotion you give to your spiritual well-being. They are intertwined, each affecting the other. Discernment requires knowledge and wisdom. Seek understanding through study, reflection, and counsel. Do not rely solely on your own insight, but be open to guidance from those who walk faithfully before you. Wisdom is a light that illuminates the path, revealing hidden dangers and opportunities alike. Beware of the subtle allure of comfort and complacency. The enemy often uses ease and pleasure to lull you into a false sense of security. Remember, true growth often comes through challenge and discomfort. Do not shy away from the refining fire that purifies and strengthens your character. Your words carry immense power. Speak life, encouragement, and truth over yourself and others. Avoid careless speech that wounds or divides. When you catch yourself about to speak in haste or anger, pause and pray for wisdom. Your tongue can be a sword that cuts or a balm that heals. In moments of decision, seek clarity through stillness and prayer. Do not rush to act out of fear or pressure. The enemy thrives on haste and confusion. When you wait patiently for divine guidance, you align your steps with a higher plan that leads to peace and victory. Remember that your identity is rooted not in your circumstances, but in your divine heritage. You are chosen, beloved, and equipped for every good work. When doubt creeps in, remind yourself of this truth. Stand firm in the knowledge that you are more than a conqueror, not by your strength, but by the power that dwells within you. The enemy's tactics evolve, and so must your vigilance. Stay alert to new forms of deception, subtle lies that twist truth, distractions that steal your focus, and temptations that appeal to your weaknesses. Keep your spiritual senses sharp through constant prayer and study. Cultivate a heart of gratitude, even in trials. Gratitude shifts your perspective from lack to abundance, from despair to hope. It is a powerful weapon that disarms the enemy's attempts to steal your joy and peace. Practice forgiveness, both toward others and yourself. Unforgiveness is a prison that binds your spirit and weakens your defenses. Release bitterness and resentment and open your heart to healing and freedom. Be generous with kindness and compassion. These virtues create a protective atmosphere around you and draw others toward the light. Acts of love are like arrows that pierce the darkness and dismantle the enemy's strongholds. Guard your time and energy carefully. The enemy exploits busyness and distraction to wear you down. Prioritize what truly matters. Time with the divine, meaningful relationships, and rest for your soul. Embrace humility as a shield. Pride blinds and isolates, making you vulnerable to deception. Humility opens you to correction, growth, and the sustaining grace that flows from above. Keep your eyes fixed on the eternal, not the temporary. The world's troubles are real but fleeting. Your hope and strength come from the unseen realm where victory is assured. When you face opposition, do not retreat in fear but advance in faith. Remember that silence can be a powerful weapon. In moments of conflict or accusation, choose silence over retaliation. Let your calmness and integrity speak louder than words. Be vigilant over your dreams and visions. The enemy may attempt to distort or confuse your spiritual insights. Test every impression against the truth that dwells within you. Cultivate a spirit of discernment in your community. Encourage others to awaken to the realities of spiritual warfare and to stand firm together. There is strength in unity and shared vigilance. Do not neglect the power of fasting and self-denial. Celebrate small victories as signs of progress. Each step taken in faith, each temptation resisted, each prayer answered is a milestone on your journey. Be patient with yourself and others. Keep a journal of your spiritual journey. Writing down your experiences, insights, and prayers helps you track growth and recognize patterns of attack and victory. Seek moments of solitude regularly. Be cautious of cynicism and despair. These are traps that erode hope and weaken resolve. Choose instead to cultivate joy and expectation, even in difficult times. Remember that your faith is a living, dynamic force. Guard your heart against bitterness caused by unmet expectations or past wounds. Healing is essential to maintaining vigilance and joy. Practice hospitality and generosity. Be mindful of the media and information you consume. The enemy uses false narratives and fear-mongering to distract and discourage. Choose sources that uplift and inform with truth. Invest in spiritual mentorship and accountability. Walking with trusted guides helps you stay on course and avoid deception. Celebrate the uniqueness of your calling and gifts. The enemy seeks to make you doubt your worth and purpose. Stand firm in your identity as a beloved child with a divine mission. Be alert to the spiritual atmosphere around you. Learn to sense shifts in energy and tone that may signal unseen battles. Respond with prayer and faith. Practice regular confession and repentance. Keeping your heart clean maintains your connection to the divine and your effectiveness in spiritual warfare. Cultivate a spirit of generosity in all areas of life: time, resources, forgiveness, and love. Generosity breaks chains and opens doors. Be aware of the power of your imagination. Use it to envision victory, peace, and healing rather than fear or defeat.